Well, people, hope you're doing wonderfully well out there as always in this interesting place that we reside. Let's just call it like that today. Guys, if you're new around here, consider liking, subscribing, commenting, all that wonderful stuff, as you know, really helps me out. Before I get into the content of today's video, I just want to go through a bit of housekeeping because the wonderful people down at YouTube put me on the naughty step for a week. I wasn't allowed to post and I was given a slap on the wrist, aka a strike. So this is a gentle reminder, guys, to just make sure that you're subscribed to my other outlets over at Bitchute, Odysee, my Telegram channel. Maybe consider subscribing to my weekly newsletter on my website, which is transcendingtimes.org. Because you never know when I might get the hook from here. I do have a backup channel as well, which I'll put in the description also. But yeah, you might want to check. And also, guys, I also post sometimes in those different sites, content that I know I won't get away with on here as well. So for that reason as well, it's good to check those channels out also. Anyway, right, so let's get into today's video, and I'm going to speak about primarily chakra removal, but also just explain a little bit about other sort of implants, because when we speak of etheric implants, everyone hones in on the chakras, and I get it because they're so popular, but there's incredible amounts of other etheric implants that we can be subject to, or a person can be subject to. But I have a lot of new subscribers joining all the time, and I haven't actually made a video about the chakras for, well, not a specific video, for a few years. I do have a chakra removal playlist, so you can just go to the playlist section and you can immerse yourself with a whole playlist where I talk about this topic. But I just wanted to do an update on it for the newbies, and maybe cover some things that people may have missed or got misconstrued. So yeah, for me, a lot of you guys will know the story. It all started with chakra removal for me. All this delving into entities and implants and finding out about the false light and everything like that really just started from the chakra removal, because I had my chakras removed, and yeah, it was like light and day, really. The difference in how I felt, the lightness in my energy. The main difference was the quietness of the mind, and that is one of the main benefits that most people will report when you go through that process. There is, well, for me, it seemed like the first time in my life that my mind was silent. And it was at that moment that I realized, God, like, most of these voices in our heads, they're not even our own. And of course, what these entities do, they will play on your subconscious wounds or your fears, and they will turn the dial up on it. But it still, at this point, sends a shiver down my spine, the difference that I felt the morning after. And yeah, I just couldn't believe the quietness of the mind, which is priceless, really. It really is. To not be subject to that every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is priceless. And then, of course, everything sort of unfolded there. And again, this is something else that people report in terms of the benefits. Their own sort of psychic energies start to expand. And for me, clairvisually, I started seeing other implants and noticing entities and stuff like that. So it was almost like when that plug was pulled, it opened up a lot of other stuff as well, which has led me to where my work is today, with removing a whole host of etheric junk, let's put it like that, and also now just teaching people how to do that themselves within my course. So it's been a journey, to say the least, with the chakras, and of course I've got massive pushback against it, and continue to do so. You know, the people within the New Age are very attached to the chakras. These rainbow-coloured vortexes that you have to balance every day to remain in a state of calmness. And that's one of the things that just doesn't make sense. And I say this in the actual chakra removal playlist that you can check out on my channel, that logically, why would an intelligent creator, let's put it like that, compartmentalize the energy of a being to the point where that being needed to, almost like a mechanic, maintain its different compartmentalized energy centers. So when you look at it like that, it doesn't really make sense. But what these people will tell you, and what a lot of New Age healers will tell you, because the New Age quote unquote healers are very invested in the chakras. You know, they need to be, a lot of their businesses evolve around chakras. So they will often say, well, you can't remove your chakras, or they will say you'll die if you remove your chakras, or, you know, they'll come out with some BS which aligns with, you know, whatever modality that they're involved in. So it takes a lot, and there has been a rare few times when, you know, I've had healers come to me, or we've done some work together, or they have completely digested this information and then given up what they were doing and changed and gone in a new direction. And to those people, I have a lot of time for and a lot of respect for, because most quote unquote healers within the New Age, they will disregard it, and they will give their client misinformation about what they have been told the chakras are. And when you consider the chakras are basically like a plug, an etheric implant, which entities use to lock into your energy field to loop these negative mind loops all day long. So, you know, these people are doing their clients a big disservice by not going deep enough in terms of their research, and not having the courage enough to face that maybe a lot of these spiritual teachings, quote unquote, that they have been told is just actually more deception. So yeah, basically that's what they are. It's an etheric implant. And it's not always, I want to give a balanced view on this, because this process is not always straightforward for everyone, and maybe it's not for everyone. I mean, I would suggest that it's a good idea to remove that particular implant, but there's certain circumstances where a person that, and it's rare, but it does happen, where the person that has the process, they might experience some negative side effects. Now, over the 10 years of doing this, it seems to be one of two scenarios. So the first scenario is that, like any other healing modality, it has a way of bringing up unhealed wounds, and it can make you feel some emotions that may be uncomfortable to you. And it did for me when I went through the process. I was doing really well for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then it brought up some emotions that I had to work through. So I had to do some inner work on myself, and then it resolved. Now, the first set of people that have a reaction are the people that have a lot of trauma, and they have done nothing to resolve their trauma. And even despite the advice that I give to people before sessions, that if you get any emotions coming up, then it's a good idea to look into doing some inner work, because they're coming up for healing. So occasionally a person will go through the process, they've got a ton of trauma, and then the emotions come up and they don't do anything about it. And so they blame the chakra removal. The second group of people is the people that want to go through the process, but they still want to continue to drink alcohol, take drugs, whatever their thing is that opens them up. Now, the thing with this process is that when you have your chakras removed and all the other implants as well, there is an expansion in your energy field. And that expansion can affect other people around you in a positive way. And of course, these entities, they don't like that. So they will look at an easy way to knock you back down a peg or two. And so if you go and have the session, and then you go out, and this has happened occasionally down the years, where the person will not heed the advice and they will go out and get drunk or take ayahuasca that week, and then of course, they're going to get hit with entity attacks, right? Because the entities are just waiting for a chance to, recorrect the frequency of that person. Let's put it like that. So those are the two main groups of people. So if you fall into any of those groups, then it's probably not going to be for you. If you like a drink and you want to carry on, then it's not for you. Or if you've got trauma and you don't want to work through it, then probably not for you either. I mean, we've all got trauma. This is for people that have a lot of trauma. But in most cases, and this has been the main down the years, the incredible benefits of the lack of constant negative thoughts in your head, the lightness of your energy, the expansion of your energy, the quietness of the mind, the feeling more connected, the feeling of more flow of your energy, because of obviously now there is not that compartmentalization of your energy, so it flows better. So you don't have to sit there like a DJ on your body balancing all these chakras, right? And so yeah, the benefits far outweigh the side effects, especially if you don't fall into any of those two camps. And then the other thing that people will say, well, what do we have then? Well, what we have is we have three energy vortexes, which are known as the Dantian points. So we have one around the third eye, one around the heart, and one around the sacral. So these are like your natural. I don't even like the word chakras, if you see what I mean. And so that flow comes from there. And then, of course, you don't have the compartmentalization. So, and again, just to explain to people that may not be aware, when I'm talking about implants, I'm not talking about like physical implants. So, where you have like a physical brain, you have an energetic brain, physical heart, energetic heart, and it's at that energetic level that we're being implanted. And the same goes for the pineal gland. And again, this will trigger people in the New Age, because what have they been told? They've been told to decalcify the pineal gland. The pineal gland is, that gives you access to all there is, when in reality it only gives you access to the fourth dimension, which is where all these entities reside. And you're only seeing a layer of the matrix. You're not seeing the total expanse of you as a human soul can reach. And if you listen to the podcast that me and Olna did about the holographic nature of reality, we talk about the pineal gland being a transmitter receiver. So the matrix is being projected from Saturn, it's being amplified by the moon, and this is tapping into the etheric implant of the pineal gland. So you have the physical organ is there, but etherically there's an implant there. And so, yeah, again, that is one that people don't want to hear. And of course, all these statues that you have at the Vatican of the pineal and all that, it's not because they think the pineal's so great. They know that the pineal gland is the actual implant that is essentially locking our five senses into the frequency of this matrix. And so, yeah, that's another deception. And so, yeah, as I said before, we have a whole smorgasbord of different etheric implants. Like I say, people focus on the chakras or the pineal, but there's others around the head. There's the heart is very targeted, the throat, and so yeah, it's important to understand that this goes way deeper than just chakras. It's certain people have a lot of interference with different implants, and so yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Like I say, I have the chakra removal playlist. You might want to sort of immerse yourself in that for where I go into sort of deeper sides of all this. But I just wanted to make an updated video about it because, like I say, it's been a while since I've spoken about it. So yeah, guys, if you're interested in removing any of this junk or learning how to remove this yourself, check out the course at my website. It's in the link in the description, and any of the work that I offer there. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope this has been helpful. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, check out my other channels as well. So I'll see you very soon. Take care, guys.